Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everything you do for us, everything you have done, everything you will do. Who you are, what you're going to become. This world would be nothing without you and the contributions you've made and the guidance you've provided. So we are forever indebted to everybody here. Thank you so much. It's your day. Please enjoy it. So if y'all know me, y'all know I didn't really know my dad growing up. I moved in with him. I was 16 going on 17, and we moved to Georgia, myself and my two brothers, to really try to get scholarships and to get to college. And through the process, I never expected to really get too close to my dad, never really expected to care about him much or to change anything. At that point in time, as 16 years old, I had a lot of hate in my heart for my father, a lot of bitterness, a lot of anger and hurt and pain and trauma that some of it I wasn't even aware of until I got in his presence, and over time things hit the fan. One thing I learned throughout these past 10 or so years, 11 years knowing my dad, is that he loves me. And that's something I couldn't say as a child. It's still painful thinking about the past. I still have things to get over and things I'm working past. However, the fact that my dad loves me, sometimes that's all I need. That's enough. And I wish I had more sometimes, you know. There are a lot of ways in which my dad looks up to me that I wish I could look up to him. And who knows, maybe we'll get there one day, maybe we won't. But no matter what, my father is my father. And I love him to pieces. And I wouldn't change it if I could, you know. I'm me because of him. Half of my DNA is my father. A lot of my greatest characteristics and traits come directly from my father. A lot of my vices do too. And I understand that, and I'm mindful of it. But I wouldn't be me without my dad, man. Anybody who has any father in their life, I'd urge you to just appreciate them today. Fathers don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be perfect, okay? They don't have to be Superman. They don't have to be world savers. I think today we need to give appreciation, especially for the fathers that do what they're supposed to do. Fathers handle responsibility. Fathers provide and protect. Fathers lead. Fathers inspire. Fathers motivate. Fathers hold and nurture when their child needs it. Fathers correct, course correct. Fathers love tough, but they also love genuinely and passionately. And they'll do whatever it takes for their families. We need more of that, man. And on a day like this, we need to give fathers all the praise in the world. They do not get enough credit. They do not get enough credit. Nobody really cares about how the fathers feel. It's always, are you a man? Deal with it. Who cares what you think? You a man, stay in a man's place. Nobody really cares about what fathers think and or feel until something hits the fan and now we need protection, or we need guidance, or we need some money, resources. We need something done. We trust those fathers then, right? Today's a day where they need to just sit back and be rewarded and be appreciated for everything they've done. It's a very thankless job. Granted, for most men, we don't really necessarily care about receiving a bunch of praise all the time because we understand what our duty is when we have a family. I'm not a father yet, but I'm just saying from a man's perspective. So I don't think that men are begging for praise, but it's very telling that Mother's Day is this huge event and we love it. My mother is my everything. We would be nothing without our mothers. But when Father's Day comes up, there's very little energy. The restaurants ain't quite as full, you know what I'm saying? The gifts aren't quite as grand. It's just kind of like, oh, well, thanks for being you. And I get it. I don't think it should be that way. When are fathers going to receive the respect and the praise that they deserve? When? Because fathers are expected to put their life on the line for their families. Yet everything they do is just seen as this is what you're supposed to do. Why do you want credit for it? Why do you want this? Why do you want that? You know, for all the complaining that people do, and rightfully so, about deadbeat fathers, fathers who don't do their jobs, fathers who are not in the household. Can we have the same amount of fervor in our praise for the ones that do what they're supposed to do and that are in the household and are going out of their way and above and beyond for their families, their children, their wives, their communities? Can we just do that? Because why does nobody ever talk about how great fathers are? And let's be very clear, today is not about single mothers. I was raised by a single mother. My mom, once again, is my everything. Today was never her day. And it never will be her day. She didn't do 2 jobs. It's the misconception that has the black community all types of confused. Y'all think that one woman can do 2 jobs and being a father and a mother. It's impossible. My mom did 1 job amazingly well. She overcame the odds. She put out 4 babies that went on to do great things and are still doing great things. We made it out the city. Salute. Thank you so much, mommy. She didn't do 2 jobs. The father role was not present. It's why when I got older and today still I have to learn things. through trial and error that my dad probably should have taught me at 16 years old, 15 years old. It is what it is. But let's be honest. Stop using this day to praise single mothers for doing 2 jobs. They're not doing 2 jobs. They're doing 1 job amazingly well. We give them credit on Mother's Day for being great mothers, but today it's about the fellas. We only get 1 day a year, yo. We only get 1 day a year. Like I got kids, but you know what I'm saying? 1 day a year. They got Mother's Day, they got the birthday, the anniversary, all types of stuff. I'm not saying that men don't get certain things too, but for the most part, fathers only get 1 day a year. Can we just leave this 1 day a year for the fellas, please? And let me tell you something for the kids that have trouble relationships with their fathers. Make it right, yo. It's not gonna be perfect. I've come to the understanding and the realization that it's never gonna be perfect between me and my dad. Once again, there's a lot of things that I wish that we could do. I wish we could have done, or I wish that we had grown to a certain place, but at this juncture, maybe we just haven't taken certain steps. But it doesn't mean I love him any less, because when my dad was on his deathbed, after I got to know him and I was in college, he got an amputation. And, he had been through a bunch of health issues before that, but this was the first time I really cared. And I cried, yo. I cried for like 2 days. Not nonstop, but on and off. I cried for about 2 days because I was scared to lose him. Because I was so terrified that, if he would have passed away when I was younger, the times where he almost did, when I didn't care because I didn't know him, I would have spent my whole life hating my father for no reason. Not for no reason, but you know what I'm saying? I would have spent my whole life with hate in my heart, with bitterness, with anger and pain and resentment. Never having the opportunity to have a conversation with the man and say, let's talk. And sometimes that's all you need to do, just talk. Don't put your father in this idealistic view and try to make him be something perfect. He's never going to be perfect. You're never going to be perfect. Your relationship will never be perfect. But hear him out. Listen to him. Love him. You loving him does so much for him and you have no idea. And even when our fathers aren't perfect, there's so much that we can learn from their journeys and their examples that they set in front of us, whether good or bad. I learned a lot of what not to do by watching my father from afar. I did. Sometimes I still do. But I use that as motivation to allow me to become the man that he maybe never was. Maybe he never will be. But I'm going to become a certain kind of man because I've seen the other way. And I know I don't want to go down that road. I never want to be without my children when I have them. I never want my kids to look at me as anything less than the best dad in the world. Not perfect, but the best father they could ever ask for. I want them to trust me, to look up to me, to be comfortable coming to me with any type of issue or any concern or conversation, to never feel like I'm putting them down, to know I believe in them, truly. That's all kids really want from their fathers, man. To know that they're there and that they care. So when you get to that point of being a father, please take accountability. If you're not there yet, take responsibility and say, no matter what I've been presented with, no matter what examples I had before me, no matter what was against me, I'm going to be the greatest father in the world. And I'm telling you, when I become a father, I'm so excited whenever that day comes because I'm going to be the best father in the world. I can promise my future kids that, and I'm never going to leave your side, man. So I use this quote to help me navigate my relationship with my father. And it's the quote that says, when the wolf shows his teeth, don't be surprised when he bites. In a lot of ways, many ways, my dad has been the wolf my entire life. And some days he still is. So I choose not to be offended nor hurt by the wolf showing his teeth when the teeth show. I choose to appreciate and to praise whenever the wolf closes his mouth and nurtures and hugs and nuzzles and all of that. So when my dad does great things, I'd rather give him the praise for that than to demonize him when he doesn't do great things. And maybe that's maturity, maybe that's delusion. I don't know what it is. But I'm very appreciative of my father. I want to give credit to all the fathers out there. Keep fighting. Fathers who are unable to see your kids, please keep fighting, man. They need you. They need you. They need you. They need you. Do not let this world convince you that you're worthless. So many people run around as if the father role is just expendable, as if it doesn't matter, as if men are worthless and who cares about them. And never let this world downplay your worth, father. King, you fathers are fathers for a reason. We got strong shoulders for a reason. I want you to feel appreciated today. So if nobody else told you, thank you for everything you've done. Happy Father's Day to every father in the world. You are amazing. You are great. You are blessing this world with your gifts and your magic. And we would be nothing without you. Happy Father's Day.